So you can't just think you have it licked once April has come and gone, because that was such a huge effort. You think, oh, well, it should be easy now. We've got a lot of low impact type of stuff, a lot of talking and a lot of hanging around at a barn and virtual environments in a green screen scenario where it's all controlled, but it's not really controlled after all. None of those are really controlled. So when you lose the control, you either have to roll with it, or you just kind of, you know, tighten your up real good, and nobody wants that. So
we were going for the bigger aspect. Things became bigger, scenes became more involved. We were trying new things to make this effort, well, to make it eclipse what we had already done. So I don't think that there was ever a point in my thought process where this was going to be easy.
A number of things can still go wrong that you should expect, like you should expect the unexpected. Donning the costumes that are multi-layered, being in front of green screen, and it got up to 88 degrees up there at one point in the loft, and it was sweltering, and all Jeff and Robin were doing was just standing still.
It got very warm, and it was humid, and the barn is not the most well ventilated place in the world.
At one point I think Jeff was close to having to sit down or possibly black out.
We took frequent breaks to make sure that everybody was staying hydrated, and making sure makeup, which I never thought I'd be putting makeup on, but when you've got the absence of hair on top and you got all kinds of lights above to make chroma key work the way it's supposed to, you got to make some adjustments.
Costumes, they don't quite work the way they should. You were expecting something different and it doesn't quite work out, or the lighting isn't quite what you thought it was going to be at night when you actually had some decent lighting the first time around. You've got some folks who are prepared, but they don't know what to expect, so they're struggling.
I was a little nervous at first. Luckily, working with Robin, we had a chance to practice beforehand, work out some of the kinks, and then 2 or 3 times through it, albeit in the heat, it was kind of like, all right, I think we know what feeling we're going for, and what inflection we're going to put and what pace we're going to take.
You gotta stop me, like I'm.
It's high energy. It's bordering on manic, and to try to time all that and have it work out with feeling, it's a hard thing to do when you haven't done it before. You can prepare and prepare, but let's face it, we all have lives. We all have other things we're doing, whether it's we're going to school, we've got other plays, we have other activities, you name it. I can think of 15 things this cast is doing in their personal lives that they have to try to work around. So to try to prepare is difficult, and I understand that.
Well, I think that at this point, we've had some scheduling difficulties here and there, but overall, this group of people is the core group of people is committed and really looking forward to making this happen. So I'm really happy with it.
Everyone's got things going on, but you never want to lose momentum. You don't want to get to the point where you lose a whole month when the conditions are right for that type of scene. Like now we're doing a lot of outdoor stuff. So to lose a whole month or a month and a half, or have a date that was scheduled and then didn't work out, that's difficult, because the last one we filmed in 18 months. We started and finished it in 18 months, and we're already working on a year. We've got a lot. We have a long way to go.
Well, that's the biggest thing, is to keep people interested and to keep the flow of everything going, so that there's always movement towards the finish line. It's tough because people getting into spring and summer have a lot more personal stuff that they will build into their schedule, so getting them together to do this type of thing isn't always the easiest thing to do. You gotta keep some perspective and be realistic about it. We're doing much more than we did in the first movie with more people, and you can't ever assume that it's going to be easy. I don't think I've ever assumed that it was going to be any easier. I actually just hoped it would be as much fun or more fun than the first one.